Hello. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. I'm delivering a really high enthusiasm intro for this very special video. So, this year will be my 10th year on this shithole of a website called YouTube. And I wanted to do something very special, something very much out of my comfort zone, which this is, because this is my first in real life video on this channel. I know this is some groundbreaking shit. No YouTuber has ever gone so far as to put their face on the shit they create. I'm really blasting open a new door into this golden age of YouTubing. So I'm happy to be the pioneer here. Now I'm gonna go ahead and address the shit in the background first, because I know I'm gonna get asked about it. This is my animal slipper collection. I fucking love animal slippers. I fucking love them. That's no joke. And I'm really uncomfortable if you can't tell, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with an in real life video. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands. I don't usually talk with my hands or anything, but I see a lot of other YouTubers do it, so don't worry. I'm gonna try and make everyone feel comfortable here and be really animated with my hands and shit. Whatever, I don't know what the fuck to do with them, but I'm gonna try. But what I wanted to do with this is I wanted to give a history of my channel, because I thought that would be an interesting thing to talk about, was the actual history of my channel, step by step. I don't know if you could see, but I just spit everywhere. Hopefully the phone camera picked it up, and if it didn't, I'm sorry. If it did, you're very welcome. So I guess the best place to start is in the beginning. My mother got pregnant, and I came out of her pussy hole in 1994. I'll do the math for you. That makes me 22 years old. And 10 years after 1994 was 2004. I was 10. I hadn't started YouTubing yet. YouTube actually wasn't even around back then. But 3 years after that, that's when I started, in 2007, May 7th of that year. So it was 2007, and I had just bought a new game for the Xbox 360 called Gears of War. And I fucking loved it. That game got me hard as a rock, gave me my first boners. First time I ever saw cum was when I got a really nice double kill in there. It was incredible. It wasn't my own cum, it was my dad. He just thought it was the coolest thing ever too. But the thing I'm trying to say is I fucking loved the game, and I wanted to get better at it, so I went on YouTube.com, which I had recently found out about because the previous year, the RuneScape Falador massacre occurred. Rest in peace to everyone that lost their gear during that, or knows someone that has. It's a very scary thing, and I'm sorry for your loss. But anyway, I found out about it through that, and I went on there because I wanted to get better at Gears of War. And where else would I go, you know? YouTube.com will show you how to get pussy on Gears of War, so I went there, and I saw a video called Gears of War Sniper Montage, and it was by a guy named Nizmojo. This video is no longer on YouTube. It's probably in the fucking Smithsonian by now. That shit was legendary. And what I saw that day, I will never forget. There were headshots after headshots. It was better than porn. I'd never experienced such childlike wonder. And I wanted to do something like that too, record myself playing the game. Even though I wasn't as good as this guy, I wanted to be as good as him. So that same day I had my parents drive me out to Best Buy so I could get a little cheap camcorder, something handheld, so I can film myself playing the game and also film myself jerking off. But that was more of a passion project and something for myself, whereas filming me playing Gears of War was more to showcase my abilities or lack thereof on YouTube. So I set it up. Really shitty stuff, you know. It was a little camcorder about the size of my little pocket trumpet here, you know, but sounded about the same too. And I just got to work, you know. Started making montages on this channel here, Penguinz0. Made it because I like penguins. I still like penguins. They're fucking adorable. I actually have a pair of penguin slippers right over there. But anyway, yeah, started making these montages, and I did that for about 2 years, something like that, somewhere in that ballpark. So after making montages and stuff for, you know, about a year or two, a new game called Battlefield Bad Company 2 came out, and I fucking loved that too, almost as much as Gears of War. It didn't get me quite as hard though, but I came up with a different idea of, you know, maybe instead of just making montages, I could talk during it and teach people fun ways of playing the game. I already made a video where I talked before teaching people how to get an achievement in Alien vs Predator, but that was like right after I broke my wrist and I was fucking delusional, so I don't really remember that video very well. That's a true story. And so I thought it'd be fun to do this. And I did, and it was fun. And you know, it got a few views. A couple of them got like 1,000 views, and I was so proud of that. I actually told my parents, I was like, "You guys aren't gonna believe this. 1,000 people watch my video, and they don't even think my penis is small. They think I'm kind of cool. They think I'm 20 something years old, because my voice sounds like a fucking roided out swamp monster after waking up in the morning while he's still groggy. I had a weird voice for that age, and I still have a weird voice, and I know that. Like I said, you know, the most accurate description of my voice is the world's most unenthusiastic hand job." So, you know, I was so proud of that, and I was so surprised that people actually liked me in any regard. So I figured, let's post this somewhere. Let's do some advertising. So I went on the premier video game website, GameFAQs.com. Back in that day and age, GameFAQs was like the WebMD of video games. Everyone went on there, and everyone was confused and scared. So I decided to post my shit there, and I was 100% sure everyone was going to hate it. It wasn't going to do very well. People definitely weren't going to like me, because that's just, that's how I felt about myself. I had very low self-esteem, and, I'd already talked about this, so I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but for a long time I hated myself, and I just kind of expected nothing to come of it, but to my surprise, people actually liked it. The Fun Tactics series got kind of popular thanks to Game FAQs. Shoutouts to, the 4 or 5 people still on that website. I really holds a special place in my heart. And then, my channel started to grow a little bit. I started to branch out from just doing Fun Tactics to just doing, videos for entertainment purposes, because I fucking started to love it. I absolutely loved it. I would brainstorm video ideas while I was falling asleep. I'd have dreams where I'm making videos, but most of those videos just consisted of bouncy titties and stuff, so it wasn't anything I could actually put on YouTube. And I just really found this passion for creating shit. And then in 2010, something incredible happened. A guy named Ray William Johnson put one of my videos, my QWOP video, in his video, where he just, talks about viral videos, even though mine wasn't. For some reason, he slipped it in there. Might have been by accident, I don't know. Most of you probably don't even know who Ray William Johnson is. Some of you were probably born after he was already off YouTube. But he used to be the biggest channel on this cesspool of a website, and when that happened, man, I was like winning the lottery for me. I can still remember that day vividly. I don't think I have smiled that hard or been that giddy since. It was such an incredible feeling. It's hard to put it into words. And then in 2012, I completely lost the passion for making videos. From about 2012 to the beginning of 2014, probably, I just hated making videos. It was just a chore for me, a hassle. I didn't like it anymore. That's when I really hit the darkest point in my life, not just, making videos, but everything. My obsessive compulsive disorder was just spiraling out of control and really negatively affecting my quality of life. It's just a whole bunch of things. And I just didn't like making videos anymore. But I still did, because I know people expected them and wanted them from me, and I hated myself, and I wouldn't want anyone else to hate me because I wasn't doing what I was expected to do, so I forced myself to make videos. So I just unenthusiastically play a shit game and just be miserable playing it because I didn't want to play it at the time. I didn't really want to play or do anything. And then I just make a quick video on it, just saying what I know people expecting me to say. Oh, nipples, titties, check, check. Alright, post video. And for some reason, people still like those videos, even though I fucking hated them, put no work into them, was miserable making them. But people liked them. And even today, when people post a comment like, "Oh, I hate Critical's new videos. He's really lost his touch. He's so shit now compared to vintage good old Critical back in 2012, 2013, when you can just tell he loved it." Well, no, you're completely wrong. It was quite the opposite. Those videos were so forced, and I hated them so much. Man, I can't even put it into words. It was just a really shit time period. But starting in mid 2014, early-ish 2014, it was my sophomore year of college, and I got with a really good group of people that became my best friends. G was one of them. I've talked about G in a bunch of stories before. And that really turned my life around. It was, my real life started to get better because I was hanging around these really positive people and having a lot of fun. And then I started to find that passion again for creating things, playing shit games, and then branching out and making new things. And that's just continued to this day. Now I'm making a video a day because I just fucking love it. It's not because I'm relying on this as some type of job or something that I feel obligated to do. It's just because I fucking love it now. So yeah, it's just kind of like the history of what I went through with the channel. I don't know, there's a lot more there, but I think it'd be more fun just to talk about some fun facts. This channel, I used to use it to promote unsigned rappers that I'd find on these really underground, shady websites on like the fucking deep net. Like I'd go on tour and look for some weird ass rappers, and if I liked their music, I'd post their music onto this channel before Gears of War came out. And one of them was Soulja Boy. I'd actually heard some of his shit way before any of it ever had any airtime. He had some song about a fucking report card that I posted on here. And yeah, that's a little fun fact. Soulja Boy, if you're watching this, you owe me at least 40% of whatever you've made over the last decade, because I obviously contributed to that with, you know, my 3 subscribers back in 07. Another fun fact about this channel, the 0 in the Penguinz0, the 0 actually doesn't mean anything. I know, it's surprising, but yeah, it has no meaning. Another fun fact, why is it Penguinz0 instead of an S? Well, that one's also an interesting story. It's because Penguinz with an S was taken, so yeah, I know that one's pretty fucking riveting too. A couple other fun facts about my history on YouTube. This isn't my first channel. I actually had a channel before this one, and it follows the same pattern as my Xbox Live gamer tags. It was fucking stupid. The name of that channel was Playa Footballa, and then a couple numbers that I don't remember. And I used to just shit post videos on there. I'd take videos from other websites and upload them on my channel. And then back when you could comment on bigger channels, I would just post, hey, if you guys like some videos, I posted some. Here's another fun fact for you. The first video I ever made on YouTube was of me, myself. It was actually just my chest, and I used to be fat, so it just looked like a pair of tits doing a magic trick. And the first comment I ever received was someone asking if I was a boy or a girl, because all you could see was my fat tits doing a magic trick. You know, that really didn't encourage me to keep pushing through and making videos, but for some reason I still did. Yeah, that's really about it. I just wanted to give a quick overview of this channel's history. I thought that'd be interesting for the 10-year anniversary of this channel. I know it's probably super underwhelming. I didn't get up and do like a twerking dance or something, but, you know, I went out of my comfort zone just doing it you know, that's fine. I'm just having a fucking stroke over here. Went out of my comfort zone doing an in real life video, so I just thought that'd be kind of an interesting way of celebrating it. Yeah, I mean, this is my setup. I don't have a webcam. I actually taped my phone against the wall so it's leaning forward, and I have it balancing on my laptop. As you can tell, I've never really prepared for an in real life video. It's really shitty. I might not post this. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. So yeah. The channel just hit 1 billion views, which means I'm one step closer to being the biggest name in this entire corporeal dimension we exist in. I am now extremely close to getting my name in the history books alongside the universe's greats such as Jesus Christ and the Big Bang, which created the universe, and Brendan Fraser. I'm almost there now, thanks to all of you. In all seriousness, I've never really been one to make like X milestone special, X subscriber special, because, you know, all the other YouTubers do it, and sometimes it's super cute and wholesome, but the majority of the time it's just the same shit parroted over and over again through someone else's mouth. Hey, didn't expect to get here, but we got here. Thanks, guys. It's all thanks to you guys. Yeehaw! And then they fucking peel out of their driveway and the Ferrari fucking scooting sideways and drifting. I just feel like those subscriber specials are pretty insincere most of the time and just kind of unnecessary. And I wasn't going to make this video about the billion view thing, but I keep getting really nice and positive emails about it and asking me if I'm going to talk about it or what I'm doing for it, like if I was throwing it like a fucking Sweet 16 or something. And I've had no plans to do that. Not that I think it's bad when people do the subscriber special things, because like I said, sometimes there are genuine, wholesome people with really, you know, powerful things to say. But I've done, you know, like the 1 million subscriber thing I did in 2014 or the 10-year anniversary thing. I made those videos because back in those times, I was really closed off from all of you. I didn't want anyone to know anything about me. So I wanted to make sure you guys all knew that that kind of support really meant the world to me. And now that I am more open with all of you and pretty much nothing about me is a secret, I mean, for God's sakes, I casually mentioned my penis length at a nice crisp 6.5 inches of steel glory and bravery. Now that all of this is out there and you all really get to know me, it feels a bit weird if I just keep telling you thank you when I've already said it and you already know that I appreciate all the support. And number milestones have really never been something that's important to me in the first place, which you all also already know. That being said, getting asked a lot of times if I'm doing anything special for 1 billion, I thought I would have to try and at least do something to celebrate in some way, because 1 billion really is a big deal. I was debating doing like a full pro Jared and just releasing my dick pics on Twitter, but I thought that probably wouldn't go over well. I thought of maybe pulling like a classic Twitch streamer and breaking up with my girlfriend on my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical, but I thought she probably wouldn't appreciate that. So then I kind of decided on what I will be doing to celebrate 1 billion, which is giving you my Fleshlight tier list. I'm not going to put it on like a standard tier list or anything like that. I'm just going to break them out of the closet and show you which ones I think are S tier and which ones I think kind of fall in the middle of the pack. There's really no bad Fleshlights because at the end of the day, you're fucking something, and I guess that's a win in you know in someone's book, somewhere out there. So I'm just going to go ahead and break these bad boys out, and we'll put them on a scale. So I've got the Fleshlights here in a nice little bouquet of flowers, so we'll just go down the list here. This one I think is one of the weaker ones. I put this at like a C. It's a really small Fleshlight, so it feels like it's a rushed job, and it's a bit weird. I bet if I haven't fucked any of these, full disclosure, believe it or not, but when I play with them like this one just doesn't have the same range as all the other ones, and that really just disappoints me. So if you're using this as a weapon, you're not going to get a lot of mileage out of it, or if you're using it just for fun, you really just can't stretch it far. So that one just disappoints me. This one's really cool. It's not only really stretchy, but it's signed. It's signed by... I can't read cursive, but it's signed. I have a nice autographed Fleshlight with that one. This one's just a classic, a timeless classic. This one really gets around, and it really knows its way around the old move set. So if you're ever locked in combat, this is just like a katana. Reliable, old-fashioned, works well, gets the job done. This one on the surface doesn't seem all that different from a normal Fleshlight, but on the bottom it says Destroya. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a Marvel supervillain, so this would be kind of like the fucking in-game Thanos of Fleshlights, which is kind of cool. I'll give that like a soft B, maybe a B+. I'll give it an A, because Destroya is a cool name. Again, just another standard Fleshlight, old, reliable, nothing too out of the park, nothing too wild there. Give that one a S. These two are pretty goddamn cool. These are like some cyberpunk sci-fi Fleshlights. They really make you feel like Spider-Man, so I'm going to give both of these an S. Really, I give all the Fleshlights an S. There's no more fun toys out there that just, like, you know, whip your friends with, fucking play catch with. Like, honestly, I'd start substituting the football. Like, instead of tossing the pigskin between father and son, I'd start tossing the human skin between father and son here with Fleshlights. Just bang, playing catch with them. These things are fucking fun as shit, even if you don't fuck them, which I don't. I need to keep reiterating that point, and I know the more I say it, the less you believe me, but I swear to God I still haven't fucked these things. I'm practicing abstinence from sex toys. But anyway, I thought this would be a fun way of celebrating a billion views. Hopefully soon, a billion subscribers. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. But anyway, again, you already know this, but I want to say it again. Thank you so much for all the kind words and the support and just the staying around and all the good shit. I want to thank all of you and the nice little community around here. Fuck yeah. Take it easy, everyone. See ya. 2019 is wrapping up, and I actually wanted to do what every 15-year-old girl on the internet is doing right now. You know, the whole 2010 versus 2020 thing. Because a decade is a long fucking time, and I don't think people realize just how long a decade is. 2 decades ago, I was 5 years old, and I actually couldn't even bust any nuts. I wasn't a high enough level to unlock that power yet. I couldn't ejaculate. And that's only 2 decades. On paper, when you hear 2 decades, or, you know, think about it, it doesn't seem like that long. But in actuality, that's a long time. So I really wanted to deep dive in here and just spread apart the ass cheeks of the decade, show you some things I haven't shown you, talk about things I haven't talked about, just do a full colonoscopy of the decade in review. I will go ahead and get this out of the way right now. I was only able to find a couple old high school pictures of me. I avoided a lot of those during that time from low self-esteem, not to immediately get sad and tug on your fucking nipples or whatever, but I don't have many. I know listeners of the official podcast really want to see the one style that we talk about and make fun of a lot that I went through. I used to have my whole head shaved except for my bangs, so my bangs were like this long and they were sharp as shit. They looked like a studded bracelet of bangs. It looked like poorly drawn anime hair. It was just really sharp bangs that were long. Everything else was shaved. And I really wish I had pictures of that because I thought it made me look really cool, like a badass, mysterious biker that was up to no good. But in reality, it just made me look like an inbred psychopath. But yeah, anyway, 2010 was the biggest and most important year of my life. That really changed my entire life. And I know that cliche gets tossed around all the time, like, you know, oh, 3 years ago I tried Starbucks for the first time and holy shit, my life changed forever. But for me, that statement is 100% true. And 2010, that was the game changer for me. I'd been doing YouTube for about 4 years at that point. I was doing Gears of War stuff, some fucking magic trick things that I'd delete instantly. Then I moved on to gameplay and commentary for like Call of Duty. Then I started doing obscure games, shitty games. And then in 2010, Ray William Johnson picked my video, my QWOP video, to use in one of his, and as the primary video in that showcase. If you don't know who Ray William Johnson is, you're definitely too young to be watching this anyway, or you're very new to the internet, but Ray William Johnson was the biggest channel on YouTube during that time. And honestly, whether you love him or hate him, he was a pioneer. He was the first person to be able to make a living doing YouTube and internet content creation in general. He was the first internet millionaire totally from YouTube. He pretty much paved the way for people to make a career off internet content. And Ray William Johnson during this time, he was like the fucking Jimmy Fallon of internet content creation. And he picked my video to talk about and, you know, make jokes about and stuff. And he linked it in the description, and my channel blew up. Absolutely fucking exploded. And that really opened my eyes to, you know, what I could do going forward. Because at this point, I was still under the delusion I was going to be going to the NBA. But slowly but surely, I was starting to realize that a man who's 5'6", who is only good at shooting three-pointers, probably doesn't stand a good chance of getting drafted. I was having wet nightmares about not making the fucking Orlando Magic and shit, and not going to a D1 college basketball school as a starter, and, you know, slaying pussy on the regular. I was starting to realize I wasn't going to be a college basketball or NBA superstar. So confusion was coming. I didn't know where I wanted to go, what I was passionate about, other than making videos. And when Ray William Johnson picked that up, it really opened my eyes and my ass to the possibility of what can come from internet content creation. I'd always loved making videos, but I never wanted it to be my job or anything. I always wanted it to be my hobby, and I'm proud to say to this day, I still treat it exactly as I did back then. Purely a hobby that I do for fun. And that really lit a fire in me to keep making things and keep enjoying that, because outside of making videos, I really wasn't very happy. It's not like I was bullied at school or anything. I had friends, but not like actual close friends that we'd go hang out and do stuff with. I was always kind of like the last person people would think to invite, but I was always on good terms with everyone. I just was pretty fucking lonely. I had really rough self-esteem and a self-image that was fucking terrible. I viewed myself like looking like Nosferatu from the SpongeBob episode Flipping the Light Switch. I hated looking in the mirrors, which is why I don't have many photos of myself. I also had really bad acne at the time, so I started taking Accutane. I ended up taking Accutane twice because one wasn't enough, and Accutane's like a fucking nuke for acne. So that shit was pretty hardcore. It was just a rough period outside of making videos, and when this happened, it really just, it inspired me in a way to just, you know, push through the shit that wasn't making videos so I could get home and make some shit, because that's where I was really having fun and really just actually enjoying myself. Now, as promised, I'll show you some old high school photos of me, and this is actually kind of hard for me because this is like the fappening for me. Like, you know, my dick pics, ass pics leaking, whatever, but having my old high school photos come out, it's just kind of really embarrassing for me. But I'll show them here. This is me on prom night. I know, I didn't mean to make you so wet out of nowhere. But yeah, anyway, here's beardless Charlie at a nubile 18 years old. I didn't want facial hair. I always shaved it, never wanted it for even a day. I'd shave pretty much every morning just to get rid of it because I thought it would look bad on me. I was not even happy on prom. You can see I don't look very, you know, like I'm having a good time. I look like I've just watched my dog get hit by a car. But it's just, I didn't know how to smile for photos. I didn't know how to show that I was happy. It was rough, man. And here's a picture of a young Larry Bird at the free throw line. I know, this is the best quality I could find of any basketball photo I had. And it looks like a fucking Sasquatch sighting, if Sasquatch was 5 feet tall. But yeah, eventually I changed my hairstyle, grew out my facial hair, and I've never looked back, that's for sure. In 2011, though, I had the health problem with my lung collapsing a few times. And then I kind of took a break from making things and just kind of wallowed in some self-fucking-pity. But then after a few months, I finally came back full throttle, full erection, and I've never looked back. Also, I had found something else I was equally as passionate about, which is helping people. I'm sure some of you remember, but during this time I was donating all of the YouTube money I was making to charities. I did that for the better part of 5 years, and I really thought that that was going to be making a difference and helping people. And then, I've talked about this before, but I soon came to find out a lot of the charities, almost all of them that I was donating to,
were fucking horrible charities, and the only person I was helping was that fucking corrupt asshole at the top of that food chain. So I stopped donating it to charity, but I can't say I regret donating all that because I really do feel like in some small way maybe it did help, maybe someone out there saw it, or maybe some of it even actually got to the cause that it was supposed to be going to. Who fucking knows? But I do think that it was worthwhile, and I'm very proud of those donations, and I really do hope in some way they did make a difference. And speaking of making a difference, you guys have really changed my life. I know it's some real cheesy shit, you've probably heard it a million times. You fucking crack open a fortune cookie and it says thanks and shit. I get it that people say it a lot, but I mean it. I really do. You all, with all the support over the years, have genuinely changed my entire life, 100%. Especially during the early years when, you know, I was in a really rough state mentally. The positive comments and emails, that was huge, and it still is to this day. So I just want to say a huge thank you, a big fucking thank you. Now, another thing that I started to really want to do is to do more content than just video game related stuff, because that was all my channel was for the longest time, just gameplay and commentary of old games, shitty games, sometimes new games. And I really just didn't want to be just the gameplay commentary guy. I wanted to branch out and do new things, so I started doing infomercial dubs, the Real series. And then from the Real series, I started dubbing over fucking animals going wild in public. You know, cows running across the road, you know, after robbing a bank, shit like that. From there, I started doing other things, and then eventually I branched out to doing face stuff like this. I've always wanted to keep doing new, bigger, and more creative content. I never want to just be doing the same thing or feeling obligated to keep making the same kind of content, which is why all of it's so varied. Some videos I've made are 30 seconds long, some of them fucking 30 minutes long. It's just whatever I thought would be fun to do at the time is what I make, and I've always enjoyed doing that. I've never liked to be just, you know, restricted to one kind of, you know, content, and I think that's what keeps it fun. I feel like the reason a lot of creators on YouTube get burnt out or tired is because they're doing the same thing every single day, and I can't imagine how that could constantly stay fun. I think it's very important to keep bringing variety to the content so that way you yourself feel like you're evolving with it and having more fun doing these new creative things, and I've just always loved it. I realize that this is kind of all over the place. I haven't really structured this decade rewind very well, but fuck it, I'm just letting it all come out here. So from high school to freshman year of college, I had no fucking idea how to properly socialize with human beings. I must have been the most uncomfortable person to be around in like a circle when everyone's talking because I didn't know what to do. I'd sit there quiet like a goddamn statue saying nothing. When someone make a joke and everyone was laughing, I'd sit there stone-faced. I wouldn't even fucking smile, and I wouldn't contribute anything. The entire conversation would go on with everyone talking around me, and I wouldn't say a word. I didn't realize that I didn't know how to talk to people. And it wasn't until my sophomore year of college that I had these roommates that showed me how to be social. It's not like they sat me down like a fucking intervention like, hey, you're creepy and you make us feel like you're one bad french fry away from lighting the campus on fire. They just led by example. They took me to parties and stuff. I watched them. They'd introduce me to the people they knew at the parties. Be like, hey, Charlie, tell them that story of how you saved my mom from getting mauled by a bear at the zoo. They really showed me how to talk and be around people without being a fucking weirdo. That was around 2013, and that shit was a game changer for me as well. So a lot has happened in the decade. A lot of positive change has happened for me across the decade. And 2019 was probably one of the best years of my life. 2019 was a year of rebellion for me as well. All of you fucking pussies out there telling me to cut my hair, and I said no. I said fuck no. Now my hair is getting kind of long as fuck. I still can't do a full man bun, but I can do that, what is it, the Geralt of Rivia? This shit, kinda. I know, if you're wearing panties, you're gonna have to change that shit. Look at that. Beautiful. Now I only need it to come down to like right here. Then I'll be a real monster slaying, masculine mountain madman, volcanic testosterone and shit like that. Point being, fuck you. I grew my hair out all of 2019 and I'm not stopping. Not for a long time, baby. I'm gonna let my hair get all the way down to my ass crack. I'm gonna wait until I can actually accidentally get my hair caught in my asshole. And then, maybe then, I'll cut it. And only then will I even think about cutting it. But yeah, anyway, I mean, it's just been a really great, fun year. The streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical have been a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of different content that I've had a lot of fun making, and it's just been a really fun year. and hopefully 2020 will be just as fun. And I really just kind of wanted to do this little wholesome kind of decade review, just because, I don't know, I haven't done a yearly answering questions thing. I want to do something a little different, so I thought this would be a fun little way of talking about the last 10 years or so and putting it in a little nutshell. But anyway, that's about it. So yeah. What's going on, waifu enthusiasts? It's your boy DJ Dick in the Body Pillow, and there's a few things I wanted to talk about today. First of all, posted a new music video for our song Real to Me yesterday, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the kind words and the support. Doing music like that is something I really love doing, but I'm always nervous about, so to see a positive reception to it really does mean a lot. So on behalf of Troy and the Gentlemen, our band, a huge thank you from us. Especially considering Troy at any moment could drop a fucking nuclear bomb. He could release the raw audio recordings of my vocals and fucking cancel me. He would expose the shit out of me. It's thanks to his sorcery with audio engineering that it's able to even sound palatable. Because my fucking raw audio sounds like Andre the Giant if his throat was getting run over by a golf cart. It's not good. So thank you to Troy, the generous angel who has suffered for all of us listening to my actual vocals and hopefully keeping it locked away in a sarcophagus so no one else has to experience what he had to when editing it. Now another thing I've always loved doing is giving back. The support on the channel has just been incredible recently, just unbelievable. And I've been trying to do more things of giving back to the community with the Smash tournaments, the Twitch talent show, things like that. Just giving back into the community that's just been so generous. And for this, the music video we just did, Troy and I thought it would be fun to give back to the people that like to cover the songs, because for 2019 Guy, there was a lot of bands covering it, and it was really cute and really flattering, and just generally something that just put butterflies deep in my butthole to see that kind of shit going on for a song we made. So for Real to Me, what we'll be doing is a guitar and mic giveaway, and not like shitty shit, not things we fucking fished out of the dumpster just to give away, but actual like high quality instruments musicians would beat the shit out of each other for. These would be the kind of instruments you wouldn't see getting busted up on stage because they'd love them too much. So we'll be giving away a PRS USA S2 standard single cut tobacco burst guitar, whatever the fuck that means. I understand like 3 of those words. Obviously, as you know by now, I'm not the one that makes the music. That is entirely on Troy. Also, Troy sang the chorus here, by the way. I was backing vocals on the chorus. The chorus was mainly fronted by Troy. I wanted to clear up that confusion. And according to Troy, this is an extremely good guitar, and from everything I've read on it, it's a good model. So it's going to be a Gentleman branded signed guitar, and we're also going to be giving away the same mic I used to record the music, which is a Rode NT2000. This isn't like a competition or anything. This isn't some kind of like fucking cutthroat competition where blood, tits, and cum is going to be flying everywhere fighting over the guitars or anything. Basically, it's just going to be you uploading a cover, playing through Real to Me on the guitar, or doing a vocal cover of it if you want the mic. And it's not going to be like whoever's the best gets it. It's just going to be whoever makes it their own, a variety of factors, gets creative with it, just has fun with the song, because a lot of people did cover 2019 Guy, and for those kind of people that like to cover the songs, we wanted to give back into it, because it does mean a lot to us. So if you're interested, you just upload a video like Real to Me, guitar cover, vocal cover, so that way we can find it, and then at the end of a week, we'll choose and announce the winner on Instagram, which will be at The Gentleman Official, because that just makes the most sense. So yeah, I just thought that'd be something fun. Troy's done a playthrough of the song on his channel, so if you did want to learn it, if you're getting into guitar or just wanted to enter into the little giveaway here, you can learn it from that. I'll link it below. He's also playing the guitar that we're giving away too, if you want to see what it looks like, so I'll link that below. Now let's get into something I've done for the last 2 music videos, which is giving you a little behind the scenes on what went on with this music video. So, as what you may have noticed, it's pretty low budget. I know that may sound hard to believe. It almost looks up there with like the Avengers level quality for effects, but it was low budget, entirely edited by Danny. Danny is the same man who directed and edited 2019 Guy. If you tune into the Twitch streams, twitch.tv/moistcritical, you'll probably know Danny from when we play together, and during the Smash tournaments, he's the engineering department, replay department, technical department, and tech support helpline department. Danny wears a lot of hats. He edited this one entirely by himself in like a matter of 2 days using stock effects. And the final product, I couldn't have asked for something better. It looks like a high schooler's After Effects demo reel after spending a month learning After Effects from YouTube tutorials. It's fucking beautiful. It's like the disaster artist here. I love the effect we got. It looks straight out of the early 2000s when people were just learning how to make like a Super Saiyan aura in After Effects. He's got the force lightning coming out of my hands, flame breath. It's great. So I was very pleased with how it turned out. We all were. Definitely came out better than we expected it to. So big ass pats in the locker room to Danny for the great work he did editing the music video. Also, as many of you noticed, we had a celebrity cameo in Real to Me. We had Project Melody, the internet's #1 waifu, and she was super sweet to work with. She was extremely wholesome. And no, we didn't just like rip that from her streams. She was on board with her permission. She danced in front of the green screen and gave us good footage to use for the music video. So there was a lot of people worried that I had besmirched the reputation of Melody by ripping clips from her off Chatterbait and Twitch to use here, but nope. It was 100% in collaboration with her, and it was great to have her cameo in it. And next up, the next cameo we'll have is Stan Lee, where he'll fucking come back from the grave just to appear as a little cameo in one of our music videos, I'm sure. It's only up from here. It was just a lot of fun. This is a genre that I actually really like a lot. It's kind of what we were going for, is a Deftones vibe in that general ballpark, but put a spin on it so it's not just, you know, a fucking Deftones cover band or anything. And I think Troy absolutely fucking crushed it here with the sound he was able to achieve and the atmosphere he got with the song. He also wrote the hook, by the way. The hook bangs. Really, this whole song was just a whole lot of fun to work on because it's a genre I've grown up listening to. I fucking grew up listening to Deftones and that entire style, that entire era, and it's really influenced a lot of my musical taste throughout my entire life. So to be able to make a song kind of similar to it has just been a real joy, and I'm super happy to see so many people liked it. So again, just another huge thank you. The support really does mean the fucking world to me, so thank you so much. And yep, the next music video will be in June 100%. This is the animated music video I've talked about for a while. It's been a year in the making, and it's going to be well worth the fucking wait. It is a full-fledged animated music video that tells a very complex and deep storyline, so I hope you're ready. Get your condoms on, because it's coming in real hot. That'll be around June 12th. So mark your fucking calendars, baby. Really excited about that one as well, and looking forward to doing more music in the future. And again, another huge thank you. That's it. See ya. Today I wanted to do something I haven't done in a long time. I wanted to take your hand and I wanted to kiss it. A big sloppy wet one. I wanted to tickle your skin with my 2-week untrimmed mustache and just give you a huge thank you. The channel just hit 6 million subscribers, which is an unreal number to think about. And I've never been someone that celebrates milestones like this, because I've just never really cared about subs or view count or anything like that. I've never concerned myself with numbers like that, but recently things have just been super wild on YouTube and on the Twitch streams for me. And I'll be honest, I've been getting a little emotional. Sometimes I'll just lie in bed, tears in my eyes, smile on my face, dick in my hands, and I'll bust an emotional nut. So I really just wanted to make this video where I put my ass on this toilet seat and drop some real shit. I wanted to give all of you a massive thank you to everyone that watches the content I put out there. It means the world to me. I recognize that it's an extremely lucky situation, and I can't even put into words my gratitude for everyone that supports the content I make. So just a huge thank you. To celebrate, I thought it'd be appropriate if we lit Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candle first. Kind of like a little seance here, summoning Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. And then, of course, can't have her vagina without the orgasm, so we'll light this one as well. Now, I'm not lighting these candles for me. I'm lighting them for all of you. Because it's a team effort. We did this together. My dogs stormed in here because I think they were worried that they smelled a rotting corpse up here, but it's just Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. But anyway, every number that makes up that 6 million represents a person. Just like every smell here represents a part of Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy. And as the sorcerer of smells when it comes to Gwyneth Paltrow's beef curtains, I can tell you for sure, it's all connected. Now, I'm not trying to go full Socrates on you or anything, but let me just say, life is like Gwyneth's vagina. Everyone's gonna smell something different. When you get this strong aroma flooding your senses, a full assault on all the senses from this magnificent fragrance, everyone's going to experience something different. But I can tell you for sure it's always going to be special. When I smell this, I think of thankfulness. I think of gratitude. I think of all of you. And it reminds me just how lucky I am to be in this position, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. I think it goes without saying, but you've genuinely changed my life. The sun's going down, and it looks like I'm trying to perform some kind of ancient ritual to summon a demon or something using Gwyneth's vagina like some kind of fragrance warlock, but the point is, even though I don't say thank you all the time for all the incredible fucking milestones we've hit in the past and everything that's been going on recently, I do want you all to know just how much it means to me and how truly thankful I am for everything you all have done just by watching the content. It's just absolutely incredible. This is going to be hard to believe, but it's true. I mean, if you're standing up, you're going to want to sit down and I'm about to blow you off your fucking feet. But I used to be a real loser. I fucking hated myself. I didn't think I was going to really amount to anything, nor was I going anywhere. I got all my fucking social skills from Reddit and anime, so I didn't have like close friends who wanted to be around me because I thought I was some kind of fucking psychopath. Now don't misunderstand, I wasn't like bullied or anything. I wasn't having my head shoved in urinals or swirlied in the bathroom, wedgied every day or anything. I was just completely faceless. I had people that I'd talk to, I had like friends, but I was never the first person anyone would think of to their birthday party or for any kind of social event. And I totally understand why, because I was a fucking weirdo. Pretty much everything I said and joked about or talked about in the real world back then, like in high school, was an insult to myself. You know, self-depreciating humor is totally fine and good, but when it's all you say and it's all you ever do, it makes people uncomfortable. And I learned that the hard way. It was a sad self-fulfilling prophecy in this weird cycle where I spent like 6 years as a recluse, not because I wanted to be, but because no one wanted me around them, because all I would do would be insult myself and be like depressing to be around. And the reason I was like that is because I was miserable. But even when I would have the rare opportunity to go out, I'd still keep acting miserable, which would ensure I didn't go out again, so I stayed miserable. It was fucking sad. And it wasn't until I was about 19 that my channel really picked up a lot of steam and I hit 1 million subscribers, where I started to learn a lot of important lessons through my content I was making on YouTube, and I saw a future in maybe just doing what I've always loved doing, which is making content and posting it. That's always been my absolute biggest passion, which is just making things for the fun of making them and then posting them online and hoping other people enjoy it too. I also got very lucky during this period where I just roomed with some random roommates who turned out to be extremely popular social people that weren't afraid to take me out to parties with them and let me suck on their asshole and learn how to be social and not a fucking weirdo. So then I learned social skills from those people around me. I also learned the do's and do nots from my past. This is also why I'm always so adamant about not getting your social advice from like Reddit detectives and fucking Twitter comments of all things, because I was the product of that and I was miserable. I was constantly alone. And it's because I learned these things not firsthand, but vicariously through what other people claimed worked. Even though you have no idea who posted that information. That person could have been more miserable than I was with shit-stained underwear 24/7. And I was taking that advice and taking advice from anime, but I don't blame the anime creators because that shit just looked cool and I thought it would translate to me. It doesn't, so don't do that either. But anyway, the thing is, in this time period when the channel really started to gain steam and we hit 1 million subscribers, that was a real eye-opener for me. I saw a potential future where I get to keep doing what I absolutely love, making content, posting it online, and hopefully keep making a difference in the world in some small positive way. So again, I just want to give all of you an absolutely massive thank you. It means more than you'll ever know. I just wanted to make this whole video just to say thank you again. And yeah, that's really about it. So yeah. Alright, come here. We need to have another little serious chat. Nice little talk again. Don't tinkle in your britches, you coward. I'm proud of you. I'm real fucking proud of you. Last time I was making a video talking to you, the community, the audience, it was about bad actors in the community that would go out of their way to be a douchebag and harass people I'd make a video about and just be like this giant hemorrhoid on the internet, this harassing and insulting people because I made a video joking about their shit. And I was just pointing out that bad behavior. So it was pretty negative, kind of like when the teacher calls to the front of the class some asshole and then just roasts them in front of the entire class. It's just one of those things where I felt like it needed to be said, but it was negative. And today I wanted to make a video focusing on something positive, because I'm a very positive person. I think most of you know that. I'm not really a negative Nancy. I'm able to always sniff out the good in things and the good in people. When you think of Charles, you think of Mr. Rogers. You think of Santa Claus. If Santa Claus was much shorter and just went down your chimney to talk about cock on Christmas. So allow me to get a little emotional here for a moment and break out the tissue box as I talk about how thankful I am for this community. So the first thing I want to say is huge thank you that so many of you aren't fucking weirdos that think that you and I are in some kind of relationship where like we're dating just because you watch my content. A lot of content creators on the internet, Twitch, YouTube, they have these really big parasocial relationships with their audience that they sometimes play into by really no fault of their own. Parasocial relationships are obviously extremely unhealthy, and I've never once gotten the impression from anyone that watches my shit that they feel that way. So I appreciate that you're able to put like this wall between us, for lack of a better word. Not really a wall, like a window. Like you can see me on the other side. You can see the window like into my soul, but you can't like get there, like a glory hole. You know what I mean? So I can just really appreciate that no one out there right now has like a bubblegum tribute of my face in their closet, like Helga from Hey Arnold or anything like that. I appreciate that you're just here to have some fun and enjoy some goofy ass content. I've never, as I've said multiple times, I never liked the whole stan culture or anything like that, and I've never really seen that with this community. And I've also never really seen toxicity from this community outside of the few people that would go and harass people in the comment section when I make a video about something. Aside from that, the community's never been like a negative force on the internet or anything like that. You never read about the fucking moist minotaurs going to war with Minecraft fans on Twitter. So, I mean, that means a lot to me that the community around here isn't like a toxic cesspool that just fights other communities based on their interests. Now, of course, I joke about other communities, so obviously some of the people in the audience do as well, but it's never malicious. At least I don't get the impression that it is from the community or anything like that. And it's never like this coordinated assault where it's like, well, Charlie's colon crusaders are going to go on a rampage on Twitter against furry art or something. That kind of shit just doesn't happen. And I really appreciate that it's not like this toxic environment in the community. So thank you all very much for just being mature about these kind of things. Now, the main reason I'm making this video and what's really put butterflies in my nutsack recently is on Twitch. Now, obviously, not all of you watch my streams, which is pretty fucking dumb. You should. You're an idiot for not being on every single one of my streams every day, and I do stream daily. But after every stream on Twitch, I raid a smaller streamer. I usually send it to one of my friends like Dankin, Edgar, Scoots, Umbrella, and every raid is just such a wholesome experience. For those that don't know, that don't use Twitch, when you raid someone, it's when you're ending stream, you can send your entire stream to another streamer so they can all go watch and have fun on the other stream while you're going to sleep or jerking off, whatever you're doing. So I like to do these raids to smaller streamers, and like I always say, most things on the internet boil down to getting lucky. All of my shit came down to getting lucky, and you could of course make counter arguments like there's a level of hard work that goes into some shit, but at the end of the day, you could be the most talented person on the planet. Jesus Christ could come back down to earth and have 0 subscribers on YouTube and 5 followers on Twitch. It comes down to just getting lucky to a certain extent. I got lucky, so I'd like to try and pay that forward and help out in whatever way I can to smaller streamers that want to follow their dreams. When I do these raids, it is such an incredibly wholesome and touching experience. It means the world to both the streamer and to me to see how supportive the community is during these raids. And I want to show you a couple of clips of some of these raids because you guys deserve all of the praise. You guys are the ones that stick around and show the streamer so much love. And it's just so touching to see it. Like, it really makes me super happy to see what a friendly community that you all are. Even the people you don't know. Like, you'll stick around in these streams after the raids for like 4 hours and just cheer on the person, encourage them. And to someone that's up and coming, and trust me, I've been there, that kind of encouragement is life-changing. Literally life-changing. You, the community, are changing lives. I'm not doing shit. I press a single button, and then I immediately go into a dark room and try and put myself into a hypnotic trance state, trying to remember my old cryptocurrency wallet passwords so I can get my old bitcoins back and sell all of that shit. But also, fuck Bitcoin. Bingus token is the future. Bingus token to the moon, baby. Amen. But what I'm trying to say is it's you guys that are the ones that are changing the lives. And I think you need to understand that because you should be extremely proud of yourselves. I know I'm super proud of you, and I just wanted to show you a couple of these clips so you can see the kind of impact you've had on people's lives.
Again, if you came here just to support through Charlie, which is amazing, if you came here for 5 seconds, the one thing I ask of you from me, that to take from me, from what you see my face and my words, is to go out and take that positive energy and love and that happiness that we get from streamers every single day, like Charlie and everybody else that we love, you know, freaking the top to the top to the bottom of the bottom, whoever your favorite streamers are, all of ththose people, you take that love, please, and go show that to other people, okay? Because I really think that here on Twitch, bro, here on Twitch, we have the opportunity that a lot of people don't have to share that love, to spread that love to other people. And I always said if I was going to be in a position of opportunity to share this one thing, what I think that I'm here on this earth for this one thing, it's to give other people a place to smile and forget about the garbage that they have to deal with every single day outside. So
again, that credit is falsely placed in me. It is you, the community, that deserves that. You were the ones that stuck around after the raid to show so much support. And I'd like to just share with you what happened as a result of all of your encouragement. You see, Drumbum is a very talented Apex streamer, and he's been trying to get into SOAR, trying to get their attention to prove that he could easily be in the professional realm of Apex. And I also agree with that as well. This guy's fucking slapping meat in Apex. He's nutty. But because he was a smaller streamer, he was never really able to get that attention. And thanks to all of you guys supporting him and really blowing him up during that raid, SOAR went into his stream. The actual organization of SOAR went into his stream, seeing his talent and recognizing that he's a good guy, and they have set up a talk time, a meeting. This all happened during the stream, and hopefully something great and big can come from that. And that's all because of you guys. Drumbum's dream was to be in SOAR, be a bigger streamer, and make it his full-time passion to follow it through. And thanks to the encouragement that you all have shown him, that very well could be a real possibility. And I just couldn't help but smile ear to ear for like hours. Because after this raid, typically I go and leave, like I said. But this one I stuck around for quite a while to see all of that unfold. Because it was just such an incredible experience to see all of that happen. Just so many things happening from the goodness of all of you being so nice. And the point Drumbum makes about Twitch being entirely unique in the way that it's able to rapidly spread positivity couldn't be more true. Most of your like top 10 streamers don't do big raids to smaller streamers or anything, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not looking down on them for it or shaming them for it or anything like that, but Twitch is an entirely unique platform in the way that it's able to take a big audience and immediately put them onto someone else's content, literally just Amazon priming eyes directly to someone else's content, giving them a chance to really blow up. Another great example of this happening is back in Apex days as well. Dizzy was one of the top streamers on the platform during the time, and he, I believe it was random queued with a very small streamer named Nice Wig. And if you're familiar with Apex, you know how the rest of the story goes. Nice Wig, extremely talented player, played with Dizzy during that, and when Dizzy went offline, he raided Nice Wig. As a result, Nice Wig maintained a huge audience, and he has become one of the biggest Apex Legends streamers. And it's all thanks to that ability to spread generosity and positivity through just the simple click of a button, sending a raid to someone else. But stories like that wouldn't be possible without a kind, generous community behind them. And that's you guys. You're like fucking superheroes. And I do mean that. Not like ironically or anything. I really do mean that. I'd like to share with you one more. This comes from another streamer that, if you watch my streams, you're familiar with. His name is Cannoli. Rated him a few times. I think he's a great guy. Mainly a Rocket League savant. The guy is fucking nutty at Rocket League, but he's also an extremely wholesome guy. He made an entire video thanking the community. Again, it's misplaced saying thank you to me when it is you guys that really make the massive impact on these people's lives.
You know, supported me when I was actually pretty close to quitting streaming, and this guy comes in, and I could not be where I am today without your help. Like, you have infinitely grown my stream. Like, I went from 250 followers at the beginning of last year to all the way up to 3,400. And actually, I'm almost at 4,000 now, which is fucking crazy. So I just want to say thank you for everything. You put a lot of faith in me, and because of that, I'm here where I am today. And I couldn't be happier with all the support, all the love. And that's why I really do want you to see this video. I don't know if you will.
I see everything, Cannoli. I see every time you've cheated in university on a test. I see it all. I cut this up a little bit, but it's an extremely wholesome thing that I think is misplaced. I don't think that the credit is mine. It is the community's. Again, he mentions how he was about to quit streaming, and now thanks to you guys showing him so much support recently, his streams have grown. He's happier from it because this is what he's wanted to do. That's not me. If I sent a bunch of assholes to this guy, he'd be like, fuck you, Charlie, and your community sucks ass. But he didn't, because you guys are an extremely supportive community of not just me, but literally everyone. You are super open to watching new people, learning about new people, and going in there with an open mind and open asshole and just like having fun. You know, a lot of communities are really closed off to that. You'll see, like, when someone raids someone, the whole community goes in there for 2 seconds to spam emotes and then they all leave. That doesn't happen during a raid here. You guys stick around. You encourage the streamer. Even if you've just got there, you're like, let's fucking go, let's get in there, let's have some fun. And that is so important. It means so much, again, to me and to the streamer. And I just wanted to make this whole video just patting you guys on the ass and telling you good game, because I love that. I love the community. You guys are just I'm super lucky to have this community, and I just wanted you all to know that I'm aware of how lucky that is, and I just wanted to really say thank you for it. It really does mean the world. So hopefully you guys now also see what kind of impact you guys can have on people's lives, and hopefully you're proud of yourselves too. And I just, again, want to say thank you. That's about it. So yeah. Thank you so much. An absolutely massive thank you to everyone. The channel just hit 10 million subscribers today, and I've been sitting here for almost an hour now, just full-blown swamp ass planted in this chair, trying to come up with the best way to convey how much this means to me. I've never been someone that gives a fuck about numbers. I'm just a guy who has fun making shit and got extremely lucky. But hitting this milestone is truly something special, and I know it's a cliche where YouTuber will make like a 10 million subscribers special, I can't believe we fucking got here, gang, and then they'll hit you with like the special dance to celebrate, drop the Habbo Hotel dance on you, maybe even followed by the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse hot dog. And, you know, just a big celebration. But when I say I never thought I would ever be in a position like this, I truly mean it. Like, it wouldn't even be accurate for me to say that this is a dream come true, because this is something that is so far out of the realm of possibilities for things I ever imagined to be possible. This was never even like a wet imagination I ever once had, because I truly just never believed it was something that could ever be achieved. I started posting shit on YouTube in 2006. I made this channel, Penguinz0, in 2007. Back then, the most subscribed channels on the site had 5, maybe 10,000 subscribers. So when my channel did pick up a little steam and get some juice in its ass, it was around 2010 and I hit 1,000 subscribers, and that blew my little fucking mind. That was such an absurdly high number. I could barely even count to 1,000 back then. It was 2010, so I was 15 years old. I was basically still wearing diapers and being breastfed from mommy's titties. Like, that was something that was unbelievably crazy to me. 1,000 subscribers. I always pictured it as, wow, that's 1,000 living, breathing people that all watched my shit. Imagine performing to a room of 1,000 people. That's a lot. And I never could have pictured that number ever getting to where it is today. I've never been good at getting emotion across well, because just listen to me, my voice sounds like an unenthusiastic hand job, but I really do want all of you to know how much it means to me and how special this is. I really appreciate all of you. And I know that gets said again, it's another fucking cliche, but it is the truth. My life would honestly be drastically worse if I didn't get lucky online. I'm often asked by people, what would I be doing if I didn't stream or do YouTube? And I never really have a good answer to the question, because back in college, I started as a digital arts major. I thought I wanted to do cartoons and like get involved in animation, but I lost the passion for that and realized how untalented I was when it came to art. Everything that I tried to draw looked like it was drawn by a 4-year-old with crayons and their eyes closed. And Lord have mercy on the eyeballs of all of my peers that had to see the times I tried to animate shit for class. It was so janky and disturbing. It looked like cursed found VHS footage anytime I tried to animate something for class. It looked like when you were playing a game and like your computer blue screens and you get that brief second of everything just goes fucking wrong all at once. That was what happened every time I tried animation. I even tried 3D modeling because I thought maybe that would be more fit for me, but I was fucking trash at that too. I made a manatee once that looked like it was nothing but small daggers jolting out from every side of its body, like a goddamn kidney stone. It was low poly, everything was wrong with it, so everything in the art side that I thought I wanted to do going into college, I didn't, and I wasn't good at anyway. So I switched my major to human sciences, and more specifically exercise physiology, because I thought nutrition, working out, personal training, all that, you know, I already have a pretty decent background on it. I understand it a lot. Maybe I'd find more passion there. I didn't. So I never really found a passion for anything in my life other than making content. That's always been the one constant, is how much fun I have making videos and doing goofy shit, making fun stuff, and just getting silly and wacky. And the fact that I got this lucky where I get to be able to do that, like, to live, is unbelievable. And something I never ever pictured. And it was something that just didn't even exist when I started, like, on the internet. So it was something that I never could have even planned for or aspired to do. I just fell into all of it, and man, I couldn't be more grateful. So I really mean it when I say thank you so fucking much. I absolutely love doing all of this, and it means more to me than you'll ever know to see that so many of you enjoy it as well. So I just want to again give an absolutely massive thank you for this and everything. That's about it. So yeah. I know when you all look at me, you see an emotionless alpha sigma male hybrid fusion. Just a 5'6" slab of masculine meat. But I'm more than just an athletic specimen of raw testosterone. I'm a human being. And it's so easy to forget that on the internet. Across the cyberspace from behind the computer screen sits a man who was once a boy, but over the course of many years became a man. Me. And I sit here in my throne of swamp ass, and just like every Facebook status for every teenage girl during the early 2000s, I live, I laugh, I love. And today I just want to show you a different side of me. The happy side. I'm obviously just messing around here, but I genuinely am very appreciative of what's been going on with the channel recently. We hit 11 million subscribers a few days ago, right before my birthday, and what an incredible gift that was. So I just wanted to give a big thank you for the incredible fucking support recently. It's been mind-blowing. I don't usually make videos about like milestone numbers. Occasionally I do, but it's never been the focal point of why I make content. It's not for the bigger number, better person mentality or anything like that. But it's hard not to recognize what these numbers actually mean. It's 11 million people that like the shit that I post. Things that I make for fun, people also have fun watching. And that just means the world to me. And I've said this before, but I just want to say it again. A genuine, heartfelt thank you to every single one of you who watches all this. So I just wanted to give a big thank you and show you myself being vulnerable. A lobster removing its hard outer shell. This is the soft insides of Charles. I know it's a cliche, but this is something I never would have imagined for myself. I came to this website right after the Falador massacre in RuneScape. God rest all of the poor souls that lost their lives in that battle, and I've been here ever since. I was 11 or 12 years old at the time in 2006, and I could have never ever possibly pictured this happening because back then YouTubers weren't even a thing, so this was never even a thought in even my most outlandish of dreams. I'm 28 years old now, so I'm getting up there in years and my bones are turning to dust, but I couldn't be happier with all of this. I am extremely lucky to be in the position that I'm in, and it's entirely thanks to all of you. When I was growing up, I was convinced I'd be playing in the NBA when I was an adult, and God knows how close I was there. I was absolutely knocking on the door on that one. But you know what? I'd choose what I do right now over playing in the NBA every time. I truly mean it. Thank you to each and every one of you. And now I think there's one very important thing that I should address. I want to clear the air on something. My thumbnails. I see a lot of people mention the stretched thumbnails. It seems a lot of people think I do this on purpose as some sort of silly haha comedic thumbnail, but I don't. I don't put like any thought into thumbnails. A plant has more thoughts during photosynthesis than I do during thumbnail creation. I've said this for over a decade now, but I'll say it again. The majority of my content thumbnails are random, auto-generated thumbnails. When they're stretched, it's because I had to step in and do it myself. Because what happens is, sometimes there's black bars on the side of the thumbnail, and that bothers me. I don't really like when a thumbnail doesn't take up the full space, so what I'll do is I'll then take a random moment in the video, put it into Sony Vegas. Yes, I'm one of the last 3 people on this planet that still use that software, like a fucking Neanderthal. I'm pretty sure I'm like the only thing keeping that entire fucking operation afloat by this point. I've been paying for that for like 8 years now, and allegedly may have pirated it when I was a kid, so I've just become super used to it and stick with it. So when I take that picture into Sony Vegas, I'll stretch it so it fills up the entire space. And since I have my Sony Vegas set to not maintaining aspect ratio by default, when I stretch it, the entire image stretches. So it doesn't keep the same aspect ratio, which leads to all the distortion. And I just let it ride. When I do remember to flick the aspect ratio back on to maintain it, you'd have no idea that I made it fill the space. But I don't always remember to, and I just say, fuck it, we'll do it live, and post it with it stretched. Because it doesn't personally bother me when the thumbnails are stretched, but it seems like it does for other people, or it gives them the misconception that I'm doing it as like a joke, when in reality, the truth is much more pathetic than the fiction. I'm doing it out of technical incompetence and laziness. I know a lot of the thumbnails look like the Super Mario 64 start screen where you can stretch his face all around and shit, and I just never bothered to take the extra 5 minutes to fix it, so that's why a lot of the thumbnails are stretched. It's not done on purpose as a joke or anything. So now with that out of the way, I want to go back to putting on my smile and cheesing and saying genuinely thank you to all of you so much for watching and being so supportive and sweet. It means the world to me, and I can't wait to show you more of the wild shit that we've been cooking up. So yeah, really, that's about it. See ya.
Happy holidays. All of you made it on to the nice list. Congratulations. And as your reward, you've been visited by Charlie dressed up for the first time in a decade, really. I went to a little Christmas function and didn't change. So you're getting to see me in all my glory here, unlocking full potential with my third eye. I'm wearing a button-up and a tie, and I tied it myself. And here's a little free Christmas gift for all of you out there. For all of you goofball goobers who don't know how to tie a tie, here's a little 4-second tutorial. You get your tie like this, and then you take this part, put it over this one in your hand, and then you make a little loop. You put this hand through it, and you get this little doohickey going. Put it around your neck, pull it through, and you get yourself like a tiny little Windsor, or a 4-in-hand. I don't remember what knot it's called, but Merry Christmas! There's a little gift for you. That's not what I'm here to talk about, though, by the way. What a long-winded intro, per usual. There's actually a couple of things I want to briefly go over. So, first is the stream I did earlier today. Many of you may have noticed I went live with a celebration stream, a little Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays moment. Santa Claus gave me some goodies, some new clothes to try on, and it really filled me with that holly jolly spirit, so when I got back from my parents' house, I wanted to stream for a little while with a special stream in mind. Now, I did kind of the norm for my streams where I'd start by shooting the shit and going over some wacky stories. Most notably, we covered the upcoming Epstein release. There's 150 new names that are about to be associated with the entire Epstein case, so it's like 150 Pokemon here, like it's Season 1 of Pokemon, but it's kind of a big deal, and we were going over what that means, and we were also kind of taking guesses at who we think might appear in those names. But anyway, after going through like some silly stories and stuff, what I wanted to do was try and help other people's Christmases out. For my entire time on YouTube, I've always said, I'm not unique, I'm not special, I'm someone who got very lucky to be in the position that I'm in today. I'm extremely fortunate to be where I am at the moment, and it's all thanks to all of you. And I feel like I don't really do enough to show my appreciation, and I definitely don't do enough to really give back to all of you. And I wanted to do something, at least a little something today, to just, I don't know, try and help out. And I usually hate talking about things like this publicly. I'll typically do things behind the scenes and never want that to leave my private life. I just really never want anyone to get the impression that I'm only doing something nice or helping out because it's a good PR move, or it's just this insincere, not genuine display of kindness for the sake of getting some brownie points online. Like, I never want anyone to have that impression of me. The reason I'm talking about this, and I'll get to in a minute, is because I want to do more of it. So basically what I did today on stream is I just had people tell me what they wanted for Christmas, but they didn't get, and how much it would have cost. So this ranged from a lot of really goofy things, like there was some dude who wanted a pair of night vision goggles for 600 bucks, and that gave me a hearty giggle, and just like old Saint Nicholas himself, I said, you know what? Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. I don't know what you plan on doing with high-tech night vision goggles. I may have been communicating directly with Sam Fisher, or I helped fund a small militia, perhaps.
Like, if there's a news story tomorrow, a headline that reads, "Assassin broke in the middle of the night and took down this important figure," I'm gonna start sweating, wondering if he used the night vision goggles I helped fund. Like, just an assassination attempt or something. It's gonna have me on the edge of my seat, wondering what kind of chaos I may have unleashed by giving this man access to night vision goggles. But regardless, enjoy them, I guess. But to go further, it was more than just like silly items like that. There were people that needed help with very serious things like rent or medical bills for a family member or a pet, and it was really nice to be able to help out. I'm also not super stupid. I recognize a lot of the people that I gave money to today may have been lying and telling me a big ol' fib about what the money is actually going towards or what they're going to be using it on. I recognize that, but this was a very spontaneous decision I made, so there was no like real planning or effective system in place for it, which is why I conducted it all through Twitch Whispers, which I'm sure I'm the first person to use all year and the last person to use all year. Twitch Whispers is the most archaic messaging system, period. But it was the only way I could think of to like directly get people's PayPal information and as well as like what they wanted. So that's how we used it, and like I said, it's very possible and very likely a lot of the money I sent today went to people that were lying about what it was used for, but at the very least I know some of them were being genuine. I actually got an extremely touching message from someone who's going through an extremely hard time, and their family had been struggling a bit. So I sent them the money that they were asking for, and I got a video back. And I'm not going to share the video, I'm not trying to dive into anyone's personal information here, but that really did touch me. In total, across like the hour and a half of streaming for this, I gave away like $13,000 to a variety of viewers. A lot of people thought that they needed to be subbed for me to see their whispers or anything. By no means was that the case. You didn't need to be subbed, there'd be like a YouTube member or anything like that. I was just going through like the normal messages, like the normal stream messages, so I hope no one got that impression and subbed for that reason, and if you did, I'm super sorry if there was confusion with it. But yeah, in total it was like $13,000 for a variety of different things, ranging from goofy Christmas items or super simple things like Nintendo Switches. Quite a lot of people wanted VR. I didn't realize how huge VR was becoming now. And then some super serious things like medical debt and rent. So it was just really nice to do this, and I do plan on doing more, which is why I'm talking about it, because I need a better system in place to do these things, and I just wanted to let you all know that this won't be the last one. I am planning on doing another one in about a month. I'm probably doing around like January 20th, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm not going to make like a hard concrete date on it yet, but I want to do something early into the new year to hopefully help kickstart people's new year in a positive way. And hopefully by then I'll find a more effective format for getting people to submit like what they would want the money for or anything like that. So yeah, that's why I'm talking about it. Today was pretty sloppily done last second, but I want to let you know it's not the last one I'll be doing, and it will be better next time. And now, to the other thing I want to talk about, which was also a big topic today as well. The claw machine, the GamerSupps claw machine behind me. When I first got this puppy put in this dojo, I said that the plan was to get it set up so that way stream viewers could play it and win things from it that I would actually send you. Like, I'll put note cards in the shaker cups that'll have like PS5 on it, or I guess VR, since people seem to love VR. And if you win it, I'll actually ship it to you. And it's taken a lot longer than I would have expected. I've given 2 updates on this now since it came in. But I'm finally going to say with confidence, it'll be ready by end of January at the latest. That's what I've been told, and that's what I'm going to put out here, and hopefully I'm not eating shit when the end of January rolls around. But yeah, the idea is it's free to play. Like, stream viewers can just play it endlessly, and you can win items out of it. We'll have like a queue system set up so you'll like wait in line and all of that and win items out of it, and I can send it to you. That's the whole idea behind it. I thought it'd be a lot quicker. It hasn't been. I apologize for that, but I am being told that January, we're going turbo mode. It's going to be ready, baby. It's on its way. So just want to clear that up as well. And then the last thing I want to talk about, the pole dancing video I posted on Twitter. Yeah, Santa's favorite little helper here did get a little turnt on the day before Christmas Eve at a club. And you may have seen me bust a wild move on the pole if you've seen that video floating around now. No trick photography, no stunt double, that is actually me. I took one pole dancing class a couple years ago, you might remember the video from back then, and I never forgot the basics. So sometimes when the mood strikes me right and the alcohol's deep in the bloodstream there, I'll get on that pole at a club and go a little hog wild on it. And yeah, that's what that looks like. And it actually motivated me to get even better at pole dancing. So this is not only an admission to the authenticity of that pole dancing video you're seeing, the infamous one, but it's also a threat. I will get better at pole dancing, and I'm going to be even more of a menace on that motherfucker. I'm going to be fucking spread eagle flying around, spinning around, 360 goat-seeing myself on that bitch. It's going to be gross, what I'll be doing with the pole pretty soon. So you give me some time to learn a bit more of the advanced maneuvers, and you're going to see something real special. But anyway, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about for this video. I hope all of you are having a great holiday season. I really do appreciate all the support that you've all shown me for so long now, and I do want to do more to be giving back to all of you just to show my appreciation, because it means the world to me. I'm extremely lucky, and I just can't say thank you enough. I really do hope all of you are doing well, and that's really about it. See ya.